Linjen är bra. Ser lite kort ut.
Okay, welcome and hello to the final of this European Master sponsored by Euronics. My name is Bastian Wies, and besides me I've got no one less than Nancy Murdoch. Hi Nancy, how are you today?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. We are covering the game, the final game between Nicholas Edin of Sweden and Kyle Smith of Scotland. These teams have met before in this tournament, and the last two remaining certainly going to be a very interesting matchup, even also considering the fact that the last game between those two was decided on last rock.
It was a very close game, that one, and I just believe they've just done their last stone draw there for hammer, and I think Kyle Smith was closer to the pin than the Edin team, so I believe Kyle will have hammer in final.
Besides this final game here in the arena, we also have two other games going on. And to the left of this sheet, we have Team Aku Koste from Finland playing Team Sven Michael from Switzerland for third place in the men's competition. And on the right side, and we'll occasionally have a peek over there for important shots, is the ladies' final between Scotland's Eve Muirhead and Switzerland, Bina Felcher. So from time to time, we will show you a rock or two from the other game. This is Kristoffer Sundgren getting us underway here in this final.
So the first stone is always quite an interesting one in terms of the move that dictates the game plan. So
14-66 på vår sista
Team Sweden
träningsdelen
are
som du spelade.
calling front guard, which is calling more an aggressive style of play to potentially force the Scottish team to force a win.
Tons of room as well. Oh, more than that.
Cammy Smith, left-handed player, playing his out turn, but getting slightly caught out with fresh ice at the start, which tends to go up to speed quite quickly. So I'm sure they'll pick up on that pretty quickly, that as a team.
Yeah, especially when you have a practice beforehand, as these players did. It's sometimes hard to adjust because the first couple of rocks have such a big impact on the ice. Breaking down the first bit of pebble usually has the most effect, and yeah, you can be fooled quite easily.
And that's a big art to the game, just trying to manage the conditions, understanding how quick the pebble comes off, and trying to make these assessments on the times that the players throw, and that's a massive part of the team game, that they communicate with each other and trying to work that out with the time clocks that they use.
It's right, unlike other big competitions, we don't use thinking time in this very competition. We still use the running time, which means that both teams have a set amount of time to play their rocks.
No, never. Still can't.
But we have not seen any bigger problems with that so far this weekend.
That's okay.
And I guess both teams will manage just fine, since both should still be kind of used to playing with playing time, as thinking time is not being introduced everywhere at every event, and it's not a very old rule either.
No, I think the new rule in terms of thinking time is definitely a great move in terms of allowing the game to be more aggressive, which makes it more interesting for our sport. So I believe a lot of the players have really welcomed the new thinking time. I think the organising nation here will probably do that next year, I'm sure, for sure. Some teams have just found that little adjustment going back. It's quite interesting once you get into one-way timing. Your mind's dictating that way.
3.
I do believe Eve got cut out in one of the games. I think she actually lost a game under time.
Whoa, we're a good hand. Yep. Whoa, whoa. We're a good hand. Stay close, man.
Rent! Wow! Bra fart! Wow! Hårt, Lille. Bra där. 10-3.
So no quite getting the inside roll now. Chance for the Scots to do exactly that. Kyle Waddle.
No, we are more. We're head and check. Okay.
Fine.
Just a little bit. Nice way again. Perfect way again.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bra. 9-2.
So a chance here for a double for Kyle to sit 2. Worth a little goal.
I was thinking, yeah, easy normal.
Grant Hardy playing out turn.
And the sweepers giving it their all. Very
Excellent
nice
shot. So Grant's He's a new member of this team. Kyle Smith, typically, most people out there will know that they've been world champions a couple of years, but brought Grant in this year to play with Kyle, Cammy, and Kyle Waddle. So seems to be working out not too bad this weekend.
Indeed, I think he is replacing Thomas Muirhead, who's now playing
Thomas is now playing with, we combined Thomas with Tom Brewster and Grant with Kyle. So yeah, a few different combinations just to try things out. And beauty about this team is they're all very similar ages and still a lot of them in university. So they're juggling a few things out there just now. Just come out of juniors and trying to compete in the men's circuit.
Yeah, well, for those of you who don't know, Nancy is high performance coach in Scotland. Certainly, it's one of the best insights ever on the Scottish teams.
So just keeping a little bit of pressure on Nicholas to... Is he going to go for a hit and roll here, or go for the double?
I don't think you can both and roll covered, and you will probably roll open or even run out. So
as I'm sure most of our listeners will probably understand, this team is an excellent hitting team, so that comes second nature to our world champions. So very, very accurate hitters.
I don't think there is many other people in the world who can throw hits like Nicholas Edin.
I know they're certainly role models for a lot of people out there and for a lot of new athletes that are aspiring to go to good things. So it looks like he's going for the little touch shot, hit and roll.
Sweepers are on it. But does get the roll, but in the wrong direction.
In terms of the execution, I would say that was possibly tight, or he has underestimated that ice that he needed to give. So as you can see in the background there's time clocks, so both teams have allocated 55 minutes for the entire game. So they need to make sure you're keeping a check on that, sticking to time.
Usually one of the front end players will be in charge of the time issue, and will always remind his teammates to hurry up if need be.
You can't hurt it.
For sure.
You can't hurt it going deep. Hard.
So hopefully splitting the house here, which they done reasonably well. It's a good start from Kyle Smith's team so far.
Yeah, the deuce is certainly still in play for the team with hammer. And that's certainly a good start. Kyle Smith has, of course, beat Nicholas Edin before, as mentioned earlier, so he knows how that works out, and he'd like to do that again, of course.
Yeah, interesting. Kyle and the boys, very competitive bunch, fearless, come out here. Beat world champions, beat our silver medalists, and they'll be hoping to do the same again here.
Come here, come here, come here, come here.
Got enough, you can throw away. Barrier. Whoa, whoa! Right off. Oh, right off. Go, Grant. For one.
So a slightly missed opportunity there from Kyle, which he'll be kicking himself about, just slightly wide on the out-turn release.
Okay. Just on the release, I thought.
And as just confirmed by Grant, just giving him that feedback, which is really important as a team, how you communicate and work out, whether it's been a technical flaw.
Yeah, I'm asking when.
When?
Like,
For me.
yeah. And that'll be the same every end.
Okay.
T-line. I'm just cleaning. T-line still. Good, Cammy.
Nice first one there. Cameron Smith, of course, Kyle's younger brother.
So as you can see, the ice that they're given, this ice has been really good in terms of swing, so it allows both teams to play a fairly aggressive game right from the start, and really just try and go out there and win the game.
And also, the rocks they are using here are brand new. It's the first event they ever played with these kind of rocks, and they also usually tend to be quite aggressive at the start of their lifetime.
They do, and it's all the way from Scotland, I believe, Ailsa Craig.
Tight. Whoa.
Not too far away from my destination.
Still got rid. Tight.
But no,
Needs to
the
settle a little for
stones
sure.
are, it just takes them a little time to bed in, but they're usually fairly aggressive in their first few months of play.
Upp på kanten.
Good to see you.
Right on the nose.
Good display of spectators here for our final.
Yeah, there's quite a crowd coming together. It has not been this full the rest of the week, but well, it's Saturday evening, so many people just say, well, let's just come and watch it. And the great thing about this is also that not only people from the nearby area have come here, but people from all over Switzerland. I don't know how many international guests we have, but there's certainly not only locals about, and the stands are as full as hardly ever in Swiss curling, to be honest.
It's excellent to see, and hopefully there's a
It's a nice
New faces that are
atmosphere.
maybe encouraged to come and play curling.
That's right. And it's a nice atmosphere, and it makes more fun to play in front of a crowd that claps and applauds, I would say.
So, mistake by Nicholas and his team rolling out, which allows Kyle to now kill off the corner guard. So, in-turn peel from Kyle Waddle here.
Yep, you're good.
So, Team Smith still in control.
Let's go.
So second, Christian Lindström will try and replace that corner guard.
And he's been caught out with nice, just as I say, being up to speed, typically end 1 and 2. And he's that one in the house, which again, now actually Kyle's going to be able to potentially force Sweden to their one if they were to sit 2 stones in the house.
Go ahead. Get rid of it.
A few small errors, but I guess the team's just trying to work out the contours on the ice, how to give the correct ice for the right weight, but also for the player to execute the shot as consistently as they can.
Yeah, of course, you would have liked to stick around with this rock, which would have put some pressure on Team Edin. So you could maybe build up to a force and get your hammer back.
11-6.
So, but now there's probably not going to be a lot of risk taken anymore.
I think we're going to see a blank end now.
That's very likely. Except we see a major miss, but at this level I'd usually not expect that.
Get rid of it. No, no, you're all right.
Grant Hardy playing a super friendly rock there.
Wow. And, yep. Yep. Hold. And that.
Dean stays as a corner guard, and now definitely the peel by Kel Smith.
Yep. Clean.
Halva in om ni kan, så måste han nicka.
Riktigt bra kalling över helvete. Direkt när slide ut. Ja. Okej.
So Kyle electing to play the hit. Slightly wide there on that turn, but sorry, that was actually a peel out. No, it was not a peel out. I forget who's got hammer here. So.
Makes life easy for Nicholas Edin. Just a simple throw through for him
Yeah.
to get the blank, which means we're after two, still at 1-0 to the likes of Kyle Smith. Hammers with Nicholas Edin and the Swedish crew.
So as they say in Skins game, it's a roll over to keep hammer for next end. Switching over to Eve. As you can see, she got a 2 in the first end. Playing her last stone.
Okay, just freeze. Yeah.
Girls on a high just now on the back of a excellent winning the Players' Championship in Canada.
Line's good. Way only. Way only. Way only. Line's good. Way only, Vicky. No bump. Line's good. Right up.
Very nice. Corner freeze there. So now only draw to the button basically available, I'd say, to Tina Felcher.
No, it's a fine line. I threw it fine as well. It's good weight. Her second, but she's like really.
Needs a good bit off the forfeit to score a deuce. Franziska Kaufmann and Christina Urech on the brush. Melanie Barbizat in the house holding the broom. Melanie, of course, subbing for Irena Shori. Nia Felcher's regular third.
It's heavy. Barrier weight draw's not working this time. Go Anna. Right, you don't need it. Save your energy.
This looks rather heavy. Won't break down in time, so it's 1 to the Swiss team, so that makes it 2-1 after 2 ends for Even Your Head.
Yeah, missed opportunity from Belcher team there. So
And we're back to the men's game. We're down to seconds rocks.
Dra en split på den här. Alternativt tappa ner den mot den. Bak 8, 12 någonstans där.
Just calling for the tap back here, I think. Maybe a little wick to the side.
Rent. Japp.
T-line.
Hård. Hård. Japp. Wow. Japp. Japp, japp, japp.
Gets the tap back.
Quick.
Pushes the red one over T. Quite nicely executed there.
I'm not sure whether that was the B shot or the A shot.
Neither am I. I think they wanted to roll behind cover a bit, but my Swedish is not so good.
I was just going to ask you if you're
No, not really.
Mine's is not too hot either. That's even with working with a Swedish coach for the last 4 years.
Oh well. Sätta vilken med en 10 eller 11? Det gillar du? Ja. Ja! Wow! 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 Aldrig, aldrig, aldrig. Satan.
Wow.
Wow. Even goes over the face, just touches it a little bit.
So huge mistake there by Christian, which allows now Kyle to take off the corner guard again. It's like deja vu.
Clean.
Yes, indeed. Cran Hardy playing the big weight, no problem. Chipping that guard off. And now Nicholas Edin.
So our world champions have been speaking to the boys there this weekend, and they've been on the road for 7 weeks, I believe. They've not been home. So they've been in competition week after weekend.
Playing a lot of games. And it's not only the amount of games, it's also the mental thing that gets to you after such a long time on tour, I think. Pretty sure they'll be very happy to finally get home after this.
Yeah, spoke to Oscar and I said, have you any holidays lined up? He said, no, I just want to be home. They've just been on tour so much. But it just shows that all that time and effort and has really paid off for this team.
Yeah, really dedicated team. Of course, also a fairly new team formed this season. Out of 2 teams, basically Team Nicholas Edin was split up at the end of the Olympic season last year. 3 of them going into retirement. And Oscar Eriksson's team would still play together, just with a different skip. Nicholas Edin said, well, I'll take over these youngsters.
Still a huge amount of experience in the unit. And
yes, certainly Oscar has been alternate for Nicholas's team for years, so they have been to the Olympics together, to many Worlds or in the European Championships, and even Team Eriksson themselves have played the World Championships last year, where they finished 2nd.
And it is interesting just where our sport has just where it's growing and the effort that's now needed to be the top of your game. Can absolutely guarantee that these guys throw hundreds of stones every day, and it shows just the amount of practice. Slight mistake there by Kyle. Has managed to still hang on, and just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Team Sweden have a chance to split the house. Is it true?
Does happen to the best, they say.
4 om linjen är liksom full vit där. Känns bra.
Lägg den här.
Topp 8, topp 4.
Lägg den. Lägg den här så den blir tunn på båda vinklarna.
Håll! Håll!
Bra där. Bra.
Perfekt där.
Bra skött.
So placed in a position that makes the angles for the double particularly difficult for Kyle, but something that I'm sure he will take on board. One thing for sure, Grant and Kyle show exceptional skill and their ability to play these technical shots. They've both been skips in their own right, and yeah, just interesting to see how the two of them work together as vice and skip. But really a lot of confidence in terms of how their capabilities are to see the angles.
Yeah, Kyle has actually been a skip for as long as I can think. Even I had the pleasure of playing with him at some point when I was in Scotland. Oh, that was close.
Inches.
And the school team, I was playing with the Smith brothers, and that was fun. Really funny to play with them. Really good guys.
Samma fart.
Very determined in their efforts to try and succeed at their sport, and I guess that's what sports people are just designed to do. They just the nature of the beast. So looks like we could have 2 back here.
Needing the paint for the deuce.
14,75.
And of course hitting the forfeit without a problem. So that makes it 2-1 for Sweden after 3 ends.
Vi kör samma då, annars blir kommunikationen bara svår.
So Kyle's got the option here to go for his 2, which typically is put the corner up, choose which handle. Some teams will choose the handle that determines to their strength. Some also teams will be smart enough to try and for the opposition to their potential weakness. So also, you may place the corner guard based on where there's more curl in the ice as well. So that'll be something as a skip you're trying to assess and be smart around how you manufacture your 2.
Good, Kami.
Nicely placed by Kami.
Bye.
And we can really see by the broom placement now that it does curl a lot.
Linjen är okej.
And especially there's a real good curl on the ice as soon as it hits the forefront line, so you'll see the finish on the stones, and it potentially be the stones really there. Quite aggressive, as you said as well. So. One thing about Christopher, and he has excellent weight control, and as you can see, he could not have placed these two stones in a better position for his team.
Also one of the players who did really well at the Worlds, actually.
Been watching him over a few years, and just he's really grown as a player and seems to fit in really well and just does his job really well. So
No, we're not through.
it's a lot of pressure on this shot now, played by Cami.
It's a really offensive setup,
It is.
of course. Go around the corner card whilst your opponent sits one buried in the forfeit.
Oh, just
Gutsy
holds
call.
on. Yeah.
Slides a bit too far.
So I guess you're going to see typical, I think we'll Swedish shot here coming now. Run back or hit and roll over to the centre, which puts even more pressure on Kyle to clean up the centre.
Christian Lindström has been making a lot of high weight takeouts this weekend. Okay, that is not what they were looking for.
Kyle Waddle, sports coach, goes into football and currently at college studying just now.
Has been playing with Kyle for quite a couple of seasons now. Won all the different colours at the Junior Worlds at some point.
Yeah, and Kyle just, he had his last year of juniors this year. He had a little go at trying to skip his team and come so close to winning his first junior, Scottish junior title as a skip. Bruce Mowat managed to just pip him to the post, drawing to the buttons. So Kyle's now in his senior years, as they would say.
Definitely have grown into men's play already.
Go, Cami. Shot. Good end.
So a little bit tit for tat here, trying to get both teams trying to get the roll, but not being able to execute it precisely enough yet. It's quite a difficult shot to make.
Yeah, these rocks are also quite lively, so there's not much room for error, or you might even roll out. So I have to be really careful on these kind of shots.
This is where there's a huge effort in terms of teamwork that goes into these shots, not just about the player that plays the shot, it's about the line calling, the sweepers that are giving the information to the skip to make a judgment on how much the stone's going to curl in terms of the weight that the players throw and when they sweep that stone.
So once more final stone from the ladies final. Muirhead not sticking around with her takeout. And I think that would be a 1 for the Scottish ladies.
So Grant was here last year, subbing in for Logan Gray's team, who got to the final. So this is his second year in a row. He must like this competition.
Yeah, certainly. Quite a good record on it, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it is a great event to play in. Of course, the field of teams is made up of the curling champions to ranking.
Can't quite see the back one.
I need to go for line the whole way.
Significant if they are sitting two or not. Yeah.
Måste vicka lite grann bort. 10. Så.
Tyckte ändå styrde ut mina lite grann båda två. Första låg jag lite vid på också.
10. Vi lägger 2 om vi rullar in halva stenen mot.
Judging by a little bit of frustration on Grant's face there.
9 och 9-2.
Not sure whether that stone just over curled or down to execution, or whether it was not enough ice, but certainly he didn't get past the guard.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Try and gain forward in a row.
Wow, wow, wow! Vilken bakom den. Kom igen. Kom igen.
And a very nice roll there. Doesn't get quite all of it buried, but
Kallingarna är inte min bästa rank. Ja, den är fast på
You can play it and go to the top.
Ja.
It's like more from the double. I think if I could go
Grant having a look
they
now.
lie too.
Lie to, yeah.
Over here. And for Barrier then? Okay. Just roll next to it.
Ja.
Zach, you come. Yeah.
Grant, they actually have a choice here to potentially draw around on the intern, but they've made a decision here to go for the hit and roll, which could still set a 2 up.
Give me a little more, Grant.
Still a good choice in terms of keeping the centre open so that Kyle can, at least he can score 1.
oh, this needs to curl big time. It goes by everything.
Har du outet?
Den går ju rakare. Det är möjligt att det kanske ger ett lättare slag för 1.
Nej, kör den där. Kant 8, mjuksättning.
So now, a bit of a lucky break for the Swedes there.
Så kan det mycket väl rulla av. Lägg en bra skott och så måste slå den. Kan vi halvgömma eller något sånt där så framför 10 så måste det täpa. Det är väldigt svårt att komma runt det. En ganska mjuk sättning för att få lite klar. Det är alldeles för mycket is så vi måste få lite klar.
Time for Nicholas to put even more pressure on
Linjen är perfekt.
Smith team.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Coming around those 2 stagger stones. He thinks that there's enough curl in the end that he will manage to get around all of it, or at least a big piece of it.
You can see the finish on that stone just coming into the house. Makes it tough for Kyle to...
Okay. Yeah, I think they'll hold that.
Oh, seems to be able to still see 3/4 of that stone, so hopefully he can play a tap to still get his one. So time for Kyle to regroup his thoughts. There's a couple of slack ones on his out turn, so hopefully he can put them to bed and play a good shot here and get his confidence back up for his team.
Just clean. Just clean, yep. Just clean, clean.
Sweepers are on it.
Clean, boys.
But this turn coming nicely.
Nicely executed.
Does the job.
Back ring weight. So we're 2-all.
That's great if you can play those touch shots. You can control them so well with sweepers. Something which has become very popular in the last couple of years with also the increased fitness of all the players.
Linjen är perfekt.
Yeah. Yep. Wait through for your last guard. Halfway tight. Halfway just. You need to go a little for your brush. Good.
Linjen är bra. Bra sop. Ja.
And again, quite an aggressive setup there.
Yeah, just very typical of Nicholas's team. That's their style of play, where how they like to try and take the game on and then try and get ahead of teams, and they're very, very
Need to go.
good team in terms of being ahead. So nice shot coming in here from Cami. Top four, perfect. Really nice setup. Sets his team up well for making it difficult for to counteract. Team Sweden trying to get the two, and Kyle's trying to force.
And an interesting call here. Again, we saw it earlier on from Kyle Smith as well, going around the corner guard with your second lead rock, even though there is something buried in the middle. Many teams will just now leave the corner guard where it is, and well, if you do that, then it's basically a lost rock. So these guys are actually using it, trying to get the maximum out of every shot.
And they've not been able to capitalise on that little shot there in terms of going round, which really now Kyle can actually put the double guard on.
Could go right on top of
could actually put the option of a double centre guard.
Okay.
He's obviously a little bit wary with this, the corners, that they can still use them. Kyle possibly playing a little bit of balanced option here, which is fine. Nope, he is actually going for the double guard. So I like this call. I think they're in control of this end, and
Tight top 12. Can we go right in?
It's going to come in, but
No. Oh.
In fact, they're focusing me completely. They're actually called in there.
I think they didn't want it that long. I think they want it just outside the house or maybe top 12. So now we get some hitting from Team Edin. Usually very nice to watch if you're not an opponent.
See if Christian can make one of these run backs. He's not been as accurate at hitting yet. And yeah, it's still not firing. It's not his usual. He's maybe saving them till later.
He's probably thinking, I can't give it away right now. It's going to be boring.
35, yeah.
There's
35. Halfway.
Kyle and the boys, they put a lot of team practice in as well, which we believe has an impact in terms of them developing, not only just doing their individual practice, but we do team sessions at the Peak in Stirling. So the boys generally try to get together once a week and just work on what kind of game to call, how to make shots as a team.
Ut en liten bit så får de en längre vicka då.
And just generally build the confidence of the unit, how they operate together.
Nästan helt spikrakt här.
Team dynamics, big influence on the curling team.
Yeah, we work with a psychologist, Misha Botting. So we try to bring in little skills and tips to the guys. Everybody's different, and every combination of team is different in terms of the characters, and it's just to help them under the conditions that they play in. It's whether it is anything to do with coping with pressure or really just trying to enforce supporting your team members, keeping focus, concentration, pre-shot routines. It can be any number of things that goes on out there, and just
Whoa. You're on nose, boys.
I think the mental part of the game is a huge aspect that can be overlooked.
Right off. All right, taking it away.
Realized that they wouldn't get to roll, so they tried to sweep as straight as possible, so they would roll open, so the hit and roll behind would be more difficult for the Swedes.
Ja, har du en lite rakare eller?
Som den här ungefär 10-9.
Ja.
The thing that impresses me about this team is just the amount of communication and that goes on before a shot and during.
Wow.
En, ja. Hårt! Hårt för träff, hårt för träff, hårt för träff.
Stones over curled. Interesting that they were not sweeping that stone at the start, and it just seemed to jump on that as again that 4 foot line starts to just get a little bit more aggressive as the game goes on, and that's just generally where a lot of the tracks have been played, whether it's a sliding or sweeping track.
Seems a lot, is it? Seems a lot.
Den låg helt okej då. Ja, låg ändå helt okej.
Ja, jag känner så att i alla fall vika bakom röd.
On you go then. Line's good.
Really good.
So last rock
Line's nice.
Plenty of room.
here for Pina Felcher.
Don't bad. Line's good.
Yep.
Just for weight.
I'm not sure, but she's trying to get 2 rocks
think
into the
I
house.
think she's trying to tap.
Tuck it in.
Yeah.
Certainly one more in. I don't think the third one bites, but
Yeah, I like that, boys.
Measure.
they're going for the measure. Yeah, the camera angle can be a bit deceiving.
Nästan ta den på den sidan förresten.
Of course,
Vi
it's
sitter
not
rätt i den annars.
Ja.
the actual touching of the house that counts in curling. It is the edge of the rock that has to be touching the outer house line.
So we'll see the big typical extension from Oscar.
Japp, japp, japp.
Upbeat shot. John jams it.
Ja, bra spel.
So the Swedish team not on fire in this game so far. And it's a case of Kyle Smith team really taking these opportunities when he's getting them.
Det var fan döstick från halva banan. Magiskt. Ja, bra spel.
Couple of feet off it.
See Duncan Ming is in the back there, got the earphones on. Not sure if he's listening or not.
He's maybe listening to the players, or well, maybe also getting himself some music. He has been sitting behind the ring for a lot of times this weekend, so.
Not sure what his music taste is.
Line's good. Hard then. Where? Room. Line's good to go. You want to tuck it round, boys?
Hard
Line's
line.
good. You're only going for weight.
Hard line.
Whoa, you're only going for weight.
Hard. Hard.
Tja, gör den nog precis, men bara duns utsida så.
Just when we were talking about Duncan there, Duncan was the fifth player out with the boys
Ja, det finns en risk, ja.
at Worlds
Sticka den där, då kommer våran ligga kvar i alla
2
fall.
years ago, last year actually.
Ja, försöka sticka våran så kan det vara jävligt många
And he ended up playing lead.
Ja.
Cammy
1-2 cent utsida.
Cammy was ill that campaign, which was pretty tough though, but Duncan fit in really well in terms of just coming into that lead position. So he's been with his team and knows the players pretty well. And we have Keith Prentice out here coaching the boys. Keith would have ideally rather have been out at the World Seniors, but he was pipped to the post by Gordon Muirhead, who's out there currently. I believe they won their first game, so well done, Gordy and the team. So run back there from Nicholas. Only manages to get one.
Gets one, yeah.
Oh, you don't even go near them, just go here. Yeah. What were they doing here first?
So the decision there here with
So I thought
Kyle
we
and
said
Gran
just
is
over.
to try and position a second stone that really makes it difficult for Nicholas to make the double. So positioning of the stone is key.
Split the house.
The guard, he gets the blind. He probably has to run it anyway because I don't think he really has a pass to the back. Same. Yeah, it is. What do you want? Same way. Plenty of room. Take a look. Cammy. Cammy.
Line's good, guys. Needs to swing.
Leave it here if you can. Leave it here if you can. No. Level's okay. Level's okay.
Hard.
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 Hard. Hard. Good, Kyle.
So pretty good. So looks like
Din skarva.
Team Smith has managed to achieve the outcome at the end, which is force Team Edin to a 1.
11. Nej, precis.
Well, it's certainly not a bad position to be in, being 1 down after 5 with hammer, coming into the 6th end. Of course, especially in an 8-end game, you usually think even ends. You want to hammer in those ends because that will also mean that you get the hammer in the 8th and final, or often final end.
For sure. Definitely significant in the game now, in the back half of the game, for sure.
Yeah, there's no pros that don't take the hammer management into account.
Kala. 14-3.
Bara sitta, bara sitta. Nej, förlåt.
So for me, this is quite an interesting part of the game now. So it's really comes down to these last few ends and set play, top four. Team with hammer generally puts the corner on and really goes hard for their 2 and 6. So I'm interested to see if we can
Halfway, Hardy.
how Team Smith execute this 2 now. Will they go aggressive and go around the corner, or will they come around or tap? Go around the centre, as you say. Matthew.
Good. Atta boy. Good job, guys.
Nära.
In i bot.
Ja, den är metern över.
Okej, bara över då. Bara över. Bara över.
So again, Team Sweden opting for the outturn setup. This one a little bit shorter, slightly over curls, which is going to allow Kyle to potentially play the hit and roll, I believe.
Play down to this. Back four.
Yeah, it's still quite a long guard, so
Yeah, just
can
bump
get
this
to
the worst
this.
shot. Still for team.
Called a little bump, so possibly Cammy can't see fully that shot. He is coming from left-handed hack, playing his out turn,
Way all the way.
clockwise turn.
T-line. Pull. T-line. Pull. Pull, guys. We're just on it. We're bumping back enough. Yeah, hard now. Hard now. Hard. Cool. Okay. Good shot. Good judge, guys.
Nice little shot.
Gärna linje. Japp.
So we seem to have a little bit more of an aggressive style of play around the centre this time.
Bite 4. Bite 4. Bite 4. Oskar har den. 15-1.
it's already the third rock there.
And as you'll see, the Team Edin came on the out turn this time, which really sets up the angles really nicely for the Yellowstone.
I
So
don't
this
mind on
is
to the top one. In here.
smart side to play on.
That's what Kyle liked. Yeah.
I don't mind the wee tap on the red either.
Huh?
The wee tap on the red's quite nice.
I was thinking we could play that.
Struggling.
I like it's a long guard.
Yeah. I like getting one in there. I like getting one in there.
Just there.
Yeah.
Yep. 25. Walk it on. A lot more ice you can.
So really getting into some technical shots
22.
here. A lot of communication required.
Line's close. Freeze! Way only, guys. Word.
Well, communication at this level certainly is crucial.
No, it needs to curl. Needs to curl. Back. Yeah!
Wow. That just went sideways. That wasn't a natural curl there.
No.
Of course, Kyle's upset with that.
And this is just like hitting the slide path where it just slightly gets a soft spot and just with the grip of the stones.
Känns som att spela en fart
Just
och
making
den
sure
går inte bort.
it's difficult to manage these types of shots, but
Du kan komma upp på chappen med en
And of course, it's frustrating if you look at your rock and see, well, it's well underway. It's looking fine, and then something like this happens.
and it can soon change and end.
And sometimes even decide games. I've seen that sometimes as well.
I think for Kyle there, he looked like he'd executed it really well, so it's quite unfortunate, that type of shot. You don't like to see these miscues happening for the players.
Där kommer det gå ut.
Fint. Mycket bra.
9-7.
Bra Liv.
Do open up that centre. You're getting the play a wee bit away from that.
So, and maybe a short update from the bronze medal game of the men's competition. We started out with 10-2 playing the final now, and Aku Costa playing Team Sven Michael
Just like rub that.
for the bronze medal,
Almost like a
and
split.
it's 5-2.
He's anywhere in here, and he's probably got
And
the
we're
double.
playing the fifth end there. Aku Costa holding hammer.
Wonder if they're far enough apart. You can come around onto that back one. But I think we have to just touch our own back and just come inside here. Just T-way, I think is good.
So these are just typically sort of set-up shots that the second and the vice will now start playing, just to manipulate things in terms of angles where the shots are placed in front of the tee line. And hopefully along the line somewhere might create a two.
Yeah, and you often say, well, you have to be very accurate when you're playing, for example, a decisive shot as a fourth player, but those shots have to be accurate as well. The more accurate, the easier the last player will have.
Nice shot.
Will have it. And that is really good.
So the significant shot there is the red one on top of the forefoot, even although Team Sweden are sitting two. At some point, hopefully, Team Smith will be looking to, in their eyes, to bump that. So that's really the keystone there.
Det är bra om den här är ganska öppen, va?
Ja, exakt. Även om du visar en flis av den där så kommer de måste spela det här, tror jag. Jag tror det här någonstans.
Kan ta lite till.
Ja.
How good's your Swedish this time, Bastian?
Not so good.
Do you think we've got a guard here?
Rent.
Possible. Yeah, well, now I'm saying yes, but only because I see where Nicholas Edin holds his broom now.
Yeah, I think the guard's the correct call here, which
Ja, det bara går. Det bara går.
Men båda två, kör. Det blir bra. Du har den här hela
Team Smith will definitely have to try and open up.
Bra så.
Man kan göra det och slå och vicka in där. Den är inte...
Ja. Okej. Man kan ju vicka den. Vicka in i den.
I can prefer that.
Ja, exakt.
So peel weight.
So he's called to, he's indicated to Grant to try and hit 3/4 of the stone, which potentially try and get both of these guards away.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep.
And stuffs it.
Not quite what he was looking for.
So one guard still in play.
Eller garda igen nu.
giving Edin the chance to
Jag gillar
basically
garden igen.
replace it.
Ja, jag med.
Skulle de slå den här och göra någonting, då slår vi den sen.
Ja.
That's exactly what they're going to do, sticking to the plan.
Mitt på linan här är bra.
Linjen är bra.
Riktigt bra
So you'll
linje.
see the amount of rotation that Oscar's putting on that stone.
Nydelig linje.
Perfekt linje.
Possibly rotating about 4 or 5 times, which is slightly
Räcker,
more
räcker,
than the
räcker.
standard
Mycket bra. Perfekt.
execution, but potentially allows the stone to be
Try get it. Is there a hole?
manipulated into position a little bit more if you're just playing a guard and if the ice is actually moving quite a lot with the stones being
To
aggressive.
run that, is there a hole to run it through? Yeah, just about. Two-thirds is good. How much? Two-thirds. Okay.
So again, double clearing is the call.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Ah. Whoa. Oh. Wow.
Boom, boom. Stuffs it, but rolls a bit further. But yeah, still doesn't quite do it.
No, definitely not what the boys were looking for there. These shots are tough though, so you got to get the angles really accurate. So Gan will be disappointed with that one.
Träffar på den här sidan så tror jag inte då gör man inte dubbel.
Nej. Fast då har man ju garda in de andra sidan.
Ja. Får du gilla.
Men,
Det här är inte så jättelätt att komma åt. Jag tror nästan vi måste garda. Spela en mellangard.
som blir vettig heller.
Nej.
Ja, vi kör en ganska hög gard.
Mellangard, mitt för den.
Ja, hålet har vi inte råd att lämna. Så visar vi den sidan är ändå okej.
Ja. Här.
Ja,
Out eller? Eller in?
in.
So it looks like halfway guard on the intern, that's what it's called here.
Hela över
Still
linan.
making Kyle's life difficult if he places it correctly.
Ganska hög, för han kommer skjuta den och då gör han dubbel om han får träff den ner. Han har inga alternativ, det går inte att täpa.
Släpper vi linan så täcker vi hålet. Vad tror du?
Mittemellan någonstans.
Here we can see Nicholas Edin's draw delivery. You will realize that if you watch closely that he uses 2 types of deliveries depending on the speed of
Linjen är bra.
The
Behöver
rock is
stå
playing.
någonting för linjen.
Behöver stanna!
Bara där,
There's
bara
actually a
där.
couple of players who do that.
Ligger bra där. Bra.
And here does cover the red.
He's done the job, I think.
Yeah, I think so. On the out.
What, if we stuff that one there, it's still sit too, yeah.
Ah, you're sitting. Even if this doesn't go, you're still sitting second and third. And you can see that.
Probably wouldn't play it that way.
That's way.
Yeah, yeah, that's the way.
Yeah. Centre stone.
So potentially a run back, potentially a double there. I'm not sure if it's going to slightly catch the back yellow.
Well, would have to drag a bit.
I think so. There's only like an inch between the stones, so I think the boys think there's an opportunity to hear that they could actually sit 2 after this shot, but angles on 3 stones here are crucial.
Whoa. Whoa, no. Away, Cammy.
Oh,
Not quite.
Just
Just by,
kissed the back of it there.
I think if you hit.
Ja, lägga en ren gard. Ja. Det är frågan om vi ska ner ända hit. Man täcker den där. Nej, man kommer inte täcka den ändå.
Helt okej om man ska skjuta. Om man träffar egen kan han ju trippla bort sina egna. Vi kan inte täcka båda ändå.
Team Sweden have got to be careful though, because they put the guard on, and the interesting one for me is they put the guard on, and the only shot that Kyle can go for is their angled in run, and that actually could pick up a big 3 for Kyle, so wouldn't underestimate that he can play this shot. Just wondering if, I don't know whether Nicholas could come in and just slightly corner check that top 4 to prevent Kyle taking a big end here.
I think exactly that is the plan.
Riktigt bra linje.
Nästan håll ut den lite om ni kan.
Ja, curla.
Nej, behöver inte curla så mycket.
Yeah.
Behöver curla
lite.
It's not curling
Japp.
Yes!
yet.
Trying it to get a little roll off the guard.
Wow. Quite fortunate, got rub off, but I believe that shot's still there, and you can
Yeah.
absolutely sure Kyle's on it like a shot.
Well, there's not much more he's got anyways, so why not go for it big time?
Only shot to play. I think this one here on the left is easier than the one just off centre.
Yeah, I think if you play the one just off centre, you even have the chance of taking out your own 2, so, and then that'll be definitely the game decision.
So as you can see, Grant just angle and making sure he knows his angles. His key role is to call on the sweepers for the line.
Oh, gets a bit lucky there. Only rolls out with one of those, so that means still 1, but was very close.
Big shot, but as you can see by the face there, an opportunity missed for Mr. Smith and the team. Slightly scratching the head, and they just have to get their heads together.
So after 6, we have the score of 4-2 to the likes of the Swedish World Champion team.
Oh,
Of course, they would like to hit the game home, and that is not helping.
so again, we've just seen probably a flat spot on the ice, just somewhere up the centre line, and the stones just slightly deviated from the desired spot that the Swedish team were trying to put it in. So Team Smith really having to go hard now. They're 2 down. Really need to look for a 2. So they'll be doing everything in their power to create some chances in this end. The boys have been playing fairly well. So yeah, I'm sure they'll still dig in and still believe that they can try and win this game.
Yeah, the chances are certainly there. a couple of inches more or less in some situations, and the score would be a different one.
Yeah, I think in terms of that last end, there wasn't much in it. I think the shot that slightly skewed for Kyle Waddle was significant and just gave the Sweden that slight edge to control that end. So slightly unfortunate, but you gotta keep working to try and find ways to win this game.
And here a thing we don't see very often, lead throwing a clearing, but absolutely no problem. I think it must be a Swedish thing to throw hard takeouts.
Definitely their forte, that's for sure. So one thing I'd just like to commend is just how well Marco and his organising team here at the event do a fantastic job in terms of putting on a great show. Really good sponsorship, and it's a nice fitting into the Curling Champions Tour for these teams to compete and do a little show in Switzerland.
Yeah, I think it's a great event to finish off the season. As said, it's the CCT final, and alongside it, of course, there is a recreational event going on as well with over 50 teams, I think, in the nearby curling club, which is basically just the building attached to this one. And it's also one of those very social curling events where you actually get to meet the pros, which is always a fun thing, because curling is one of those sports where you can actually get to the pros. It's not unlike a sport maybe like football, where you're lucky if you get an autograph at some point. But in curling, it's far more familiar.
And that's exactly what I was meaning. Is yeah, the curlers just get to meet the players, and they had a little event today. Oh wow, guys, that's just gripped in. Oh, huge mistake. So that's fairly significant, because it's going to be really tough now to create anything in this end. So boys are just going to have to regroup, and hopefully they can try and pull something together if it's not at this end, but maybe just try and focus on the next end. And
well, to be fair, it doesn't really make a difference for Kyle and his team if he scores in this end or in the next one. He will have to get this two anyways, and then there will be a decisive end without hammer.
yeah, and that's the kind of way you got to look at it. You just got to turn things into some sort of positive and keep believing till that last stone. You just never know out there. So
45.
yeah, I was just also going to mention that they have a junior club here as well, and little Cherry Rockers, and some of the top players were in just spend a little bit of time with them, and I think the juniors really appreciate that. They are the future, and great for them to see their role models and just spend a little time. Oscar, really got to say he's an absolute brilliant player, playing these up-weight shots, whether they're just the straightforward peel or the run back. Just puts a lot of action on the stone in terms of rotation, and just makes that shot seem pretty simple, to be honest.
No, you're right. Off it.
Ja. Bra. Ganska tjock.
And the split time for this takeout, I had a split of about 5.5 seconds. So a couple of years ago, you wouldn't have seen anything that quick on the ice. There would be like, well, 8 seconds from hogline to hogline, maybe 7.5 tops. But there's a lot of players who have really improved the heavy takeout game, and as mentioned before, these Swedes certainly belong to the best.
Wonder how much of that time is leg drive and how much of it is the arm extension then.
It would be an interesting analysis. But even with arm extension, it's an impressive speed.
It is, yeah. There's a few ways to create different shots out there, that's for sure. One way doesn't fit all. There's no right or wrong way, I believe. It's as long as you can be accurate and very consistent in your throw and your team knows exactly what's coming time after time.
And again, it's also got to do with a lot of communication. Talk to each other if something was off or didn't work out the way you wanted it to. But again, no problem for Nicholas Edin. Now, of course, trying to get into the house, to the side, to a spot where they think, well, if Nicholas Edin is going to miss, then there is the most likable spot to do so.
Must be going a little soft.
I think you just heard Kyle saying, well, maybe just put it somewhere on the centre line. You never know. Ice is just
It's pretty positive.
moving a little bit around that 4-foot line, centre line, so he's maybe thinking, try his chances here and see if he can get a mistake out of Nicholas's throw.
Hard, boys.
There's not really anything he can lose, so
Good.
So good to see, still got draw weight in his pocket, which could be still very important for the last few shots in the last end. So no trouble there from Nicholas. So Kyle will be looking for the blank end. Get their heads together, try work out how to manufacture this 2 for the last end.
Whoa. Right off.
no problem there. So now restart, basically reboot exact the same way like they did last end. So just needs one good end and they are right back into the game.
Den är inte kort.
13,5.
So Nicholas 2 up, typically still putting one top 4 of the house.
Kan de inte
Still
rulla den i alla fall?
significant shot that Kyle's going to have to move, so slightly slips behind tee. If you were 3 up, I think the call generally is to throw the stone through. You don't need that stone as much. But
I
certainly,
think we're there too.
Run.
Yeah, we're good line, we're good line.
Good.
Nice guy.
92 igen. Borde vara nära. Ja, nu är det fan mer tryck. Känns lite lång just nu, men den borde eka mer den här.
Risk över kurv, men det är framför tid.
Inte lägga någon soffa i alla fall. Men den är ner mot egen.
Ja. Behåll chatträffen. Kom igen.
And since his first stroke wasn't perfect, they decide to put another one in, but another one that slides a bit too far.
so a chance here for Kyle. Get a good one round the corner guard.
Front ring's nice. We got rim. Tight. We've got rim.
Gotta go!
Tons of rim.
So you see the switch with the sweepers there, just trying to make the stone curl.
Right till the end.
Nice weight control. I think you can still see an edge of the stone.
Ska du rulla av så är det helt
Still quite a good effort. It looked like it would hang
4.
at the center line for a long time, but finished big. So now Team Edin trying to pick that out. If ever you curl too much, it's not a disaster either. You take off the corner guard. It should also be an acceptable outcome.
For sure. But executed really well. Nice shot by Christian.
Mycket bra spel.
Akta det. Ligga bra.
And maybe a short update from the ladies' final next door. Team Felcher against Team Muirhead. It's at the very moment 6-3 after 6 played ends. So playing 7 and
Rim now.
Muirhead is in the lead.
Top 4.
Hammer is with Team Felcher, so still no chances there. But definitely advantages to the Scottish team there.
Nice.
And very nice come around here by Kyle Waddle.
Sweet, guys.
Excellent shot. So boys still fighting away there to make some really nice shots.
Yeah, Edin trying to take off the corner guard, but since there's quite a lot of stones still in the house, even if there's no guards left, the Scottish team will always have a chance or an opportunity to create a deuce.
One more.
Two's nice.
I think one more corner here and then see whether the boys actually need to come into these shots. Thing is, you don't want to go too early. This team really can clear up quite a lot of shots and really not give you
Two.
any options to try and set up too. So that's a good shot in terms of calling the corner guard here.
Right there, we're 3.
Whoa there. Hey, boy.
So Mr. Waddall done his job for his team.
We'll get full points for that in this end. And Oscar Eriksson again bringing the big weight.
Rent.
Easy pickings.
Yeah, they do make it look easy.
You're running out of shots to move them. That's why I think you have to move some positions. See if you're right in the nose of this. That's skinny. You're still, yeah, no.
I like that shot.
That's not any good, is it?
Well, if we're playing that, you don't play that with the next. If we're playing this hit and roll, you don't play that high.
Yeah. If this is here, he's not really got that off that one, has he?
It's too flat.
Right, right in the nose of that, just tee weight, back tee. Leave the pocket for the next.
Yeah.
So some good decision making going on there by the team. Everybody seems to be bought into the shot. It's a case of
Go for tee. I like 28.
make sure don't set up the double, but equally you're still giving yourself options if it comes down to Kyle's shots to use the back two in terms of, I think you heard we can use the freeze as our last option.
Clean.
Well,
Time out, John.
post, no. Yep.
Time out. Time out.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Yep. High.
That's a very nice shot there.
Yeah. Really just trying to create some chances here, the boys, which is good to see.
Det här ligger rätt bra till för oss. Det skulle nästan vara skönt att få bort kantstenen, kan jag tycka. Vicka in en till framför där, spela någon trippel och så där, då kommer de vara ganska fight ihop.
Ja, försöka få något här som stör i alla fall.
Ligga lätt och dubbla.
Kan vicka hit så stör den i alla fall.
Ja.
Ja.
Han lär väl dra någon typ av tap freeze så liksom. Men...
Han får en jävla soffa att jobba med alltså.
Ja.
Det är funderat på om man ska chappa den här typ, men det är ju riskigt också. Nej, gör den här. Det är bra. Spännande utifrån tror jag.
So they're really
Precis vicka in så
getting some rocks into play there.
Eller mitt framför den.
Ja, det ska vara nice att lägga 4 för då måste han börja trycka bort någonting.
Ja.
That's the beauty of
Vad tror vi har för fart då?
just hearing the interaction that goes on between Nicholas and Oscar. As I'm interrupting as they're still communicating.
10.
Vilken har du?
Det är lite mer kallande.
So I think they've looked at every option and they're going for the hit and roll.
Japp.
Is the preferred choice.
Wow.
Upp. Japp. Wow. Japp. Wow.
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 Vilken? Sopa nu!
Jag tar det.
Kom igen!
Now there is 4 Swedish counters in the forfeit.
Very nice, Mr. Eriksson. Very nice.
There's also a way of playing defensive. If you cluster everything around the forfeit, your opponent can't score.
Same throw.
Made that hit and roll look easy there, and I can assure you that hit and roll shots, difficult one to get line and weight correct, and just call the sweepers on at the correct time to get the exact roll that you're looking for.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of struggles when it comes to hit and rolls during the game on both sides, but this really looked simple. Nice tap back there.
Yeah.
He's not quite happy with it though, judging from his face. But
Still shot. I think he was just trying to get a little bit more angle to just come a little bit more onto the face of the yellow.
Nästan tar en via egen också. Ligga 2 eller 3 där.
Och nästan sätta den i klykan, trippla de här 3.
Ja.
Och så ligga...
Ja. Eller
det är en bra uppgift.
Jämma fast den där, tar en via den ut bara.
Ja.
Tredjedel ungefär.
Ja.
Halv borde
So
ändå
making
räcka.
it,
Dra lite
making it
fart.
interesting right down to the last few stones here,
Ja, man får inte
possibly.
ta för mycket där först. Men
Good for us.
där.
Ja.
Keeps us on our toes.
Ja.
En tunn halv tredjedel. Sätta in den där och bra med bara ryggarna.
So Nicholas Edin really not taking any care about his own rocks, and well, there's no need to.
Nice shot.
Very good indeed. So now Kyle has to make sure he does still get 2 into play.
Sit in front of it still.
So definitely has to move the shot stone.
It's whether we try and lift all 3 or see right in the nose and stick it in behind it. And he's got the skin.
If you play that, it's more chance of spinning somewhere than it is.
Struggling to move 5. Even if you do roll a little he's high, you've got a tough double for you too. I'm just thinking if you're nosing here and it goes for that skinny double, if you just catch it, it could stick it straight back if you do leave one hanging about.
But how do you want to play that?
Right nose. This one only has to go to here.
You just want to run it to there. It's just like probably a good barrier.
You could blast it, but if you're off at all, that sticks there. Right barrier. Barrier nose. And still leaves him line 2 here. I'm just scared.
That's still there. He can't get that right.
I'm just scared you leave these here and you cover half stone. He doesn't even need to make a play in the top one. You've not got much because you're guarding it with your own top 8. Yeah.
Preferably you want to get rid of 2 and
I really like right the nose. Get rid of this one and just push this to here. Yeah. Just high nose, no more.
yeah.
I think so. You like that?
Yeah.
So just trying to let you listen into all the permutations of what the boys have been through there. I think they do have to move one of the yellows out of there to give themselves a chance, but they're very weird to think of leaving some sort of double that Nicholas is going to have on there and really just kill the game. So crucial that they have to hang around here.
I think they would like to hit and roll to the right just a small bit. And that is also not a very bad outcome, actually. But the double is certainly there for Nicholas Edin. If he decides to play it at all.
Still a reasonably difficult shot that he has to play. I'm not sure if he's calling the double though.
No, I think he's going for the hit and roll as he indicated earlier. Yeah, exactly. There we have it.
Mitt bakom den eller inte riktigt.
If you ever happen to be directly in behind of that red one, you're in pretty good shape.
Ta still hålla rent i alla fall.
Bara rent. Upp, upp, upp. Rätt.
calling off their sweepers. Does a good job there, but I'm not sure you can fully see it or not.
Real nice shot. I'm not sure if
Just there,
You have to play field to move this,
you can hear Kyle saying it's just there.
Yeah, yes, sir. Field.
Well, from looking into the camera, I think it is there, but you have to get right onto the nose, just
You just got to be really tight to that red.
get past the, well, not the guard, but the red one lying in front.
So it seems both Grant and Kyle are convinced the shot is there. They're icing for a peel weight, so it has to be absolutely millimetre perfect to get the back one, but still an opportunity to take them into the next round.
Just a fraction. Whoa.
And the sweepers are on it. Game on the line. And takes the top one. So that's a steal of one for Sweden. That makes the final score 5-2 for the reigning world champions. They bounce back after a pretty bad weekend at the Players' Championships in Canada. Now they can call themselves winner of the Curling Champions Chair 2015 here in St.Gallen. That's the final scoreboard there.
Yeah, nothing like finishing on a high.
Certainly.
They've had an excellent season, so well done to them. And yeah, obviously Team Smith will be disappointed, but they've had a little good run here, so they should be proud of themselves as well. A young team, and I'm sure we'll see plenty of them in the future.
Certainly a team we will see more in the future.
Not sure if we got an update on the other men's game yet or not.
So yeah, we do have an update on the bronze medal game between Sven Michael and Darko Koste. Sven Michael is 1 up, 6-5 in the 8th end with hammer, so he's in great shape. And we've just been informed, yeah, there we go, we're switching to the ladies game. There it's 6-5. Muirhead still 1 up. You can see the scoreboard there. So Team Felcher desperately needing a steal to stay in the game.
Looks like it's been a reasonably close game, this one as well, so all riding on the last end, possibly.
So Franziska Kaufmann trying to get the second guard in there. Or not even. Sorry, coming around it all. Very nice indeed.
So Vicky needs to do a little bit of a clean up job here. So one of our bombers of the set. She's usually pretty accurate at playing these shots when they're required.
Boom, boom, boom.
And she delivers. Well done, Vicky.
A lot of granite movement there.
She's not shy to throw some weight on the stones for them shots, Vicky, so it's good to see, especially when it comes down to the key shots in the last few ends.
Pass across the hog line. Oh,
wow. Huge mistake.
Doesn't make it past the hog line. Melanie Burr was not happy with that.
Thanks, Zoe. Just controlled.
So that's a nice little break for even the girls. Hopefully we can keep this a straightforward end and keep control now if they're one up. So Anna Sloan.
Oh! Yeah, go this way! Oh!
Anna from the same hometown as myself in Lockerbie. So shout out to everybody back home in Lockerbie. Slightly confusing out there with the array of white tops.
Yeah, it's true. For the men's play, they all got different shirts, but for the ladies, there was 3 teams getting white tops and 1 team getting red tops. You have to know that it's a tradition at this tournament that every team that participates gets their own set of tops.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They provide all the
Or do you like keeping it up? Okay,
the team
normal,
kit
let's
for
keep
the
it up.
teams. It's always an interesting topic when you first arrive, what colour you're going to get.
Clean up! Okay.
Nice shot, Anna. Run back.
Den die Reiniger gehen. Wir gehen hinten bis dran. Aber auch noch hinten nach. Wenn er die Line ist gut, richtig ist einfach wichtiger. Immer ein bisschen weniger.
So Bina Felcher here, she still has an opportunity to try and draw around the stone on the in-turn.
Tia! Tia! Tia!
Seems to have a nice path coming into the forfeit.
That looks really nice.
Yep.
Tucks on the back.
Really nice freeze there. So Eve just has to follow and she'll know the line and the weight.
Beat top team's really nice. Okay, just follow that. Beat top T, top button. Even if we show a wee half, it's alright.
Safe Mirai will just try and follow the stone. All she has to do to win this game is prevent Team Felcher from scoring.
Top button! We're only 15, top button! Top button!
sweepers are not touching it, but this looks also really nice. Oh, there is space for another rock, I think, to get top shot rock on that.
I think ideally Eve was one top button, you probably heard her saying there, so she's left a freeze, which ideally she wouldn't have, did not want to leave, but it's just the fine margins out there, and he was really close to making a perfect shot.
So here could be the last shot off the end. Now to come around freeze. EFL chair. World champion 2014. Franziska Kaufmann and Irina Shori. Oh no. Christina Urech, I'm sorry. On the brush. And of course Melanie Barbizat holding the broom.
It's looking a little bit high on line. Is it going to curl?
And it doesn't settle for a shot rock, so that is the end of the game. No score in the last. Eve Muirhead wins the European Masters this year here in St.Gallen after a great performance at the Players' Championships. So, nice end to the season. Congratulations to Team Muirhead and Team Edin. And of course also to Team Smith and Team Felchair. Big round of applause from the audience, well deserved.
Yeah, well done, girls. Yeah, they've certainly ended on a high this season, back-to-back wins.
Yeah, and with this we are also at the end of our broadcast. Well, Nancy, thank you for coming here. You sound like you're doing this the whole day, actually. It's been a big pleasure to commentate with you. And I hope you enjoyed it. So that is us from the European Masters 2015. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good curling-free summer. Bye-bye.